Hi everyone, this is Tuplex. Welcome back. As we said in the last episode, we're going to take a look at the rocket base and see if we're launching rockets fast enough. We need to be launching at least one a minute in order to make 1,000 science packs per minute, but the production graph that we saw showed that we were only making about 650 a minute on average. So I want to check that. And to begin with, what I'd like to do is just time the rocket launches. I want to see how much time elapses between each launch. So one is about to launch now. And then what I'll do is I'll run a stopwatch and see how long it takes for the next one to go. All right, so. All right, so as soon as it said launched, I started my watch. I might have been about a half a second late or so, but we'll let that go, and then once that changes to, wow, that's loud. Once that changes to launched status again, I'll stop the clock and we'll see how much time has elapsed. All right, so we're looking for a minute. We're already at 30 seconds. I mean, just the action of launching the rocket and resetting the silo takes about half a minute. So it could be that maybe I need another silo. Let's see. Yeah, I think I don't know. We're at 50 seconds. We could also add more speed beacons. Okay. Yeah, we're at a minute now. So we're not fast enough, are we? Alright, preparing, we're almost there. Okay, so that was about a minute and 25 seconds. Definitely not fast enough. Definitely not fast enough. And I don't really have room for more beacons. Well, I could add some in the corners. Why don't we try that? And then if that's not enough to get us under a minute, well, let's try it. I feel like that's not going to be enough, but we'll give it a shot. So what we can do is we can just move. We can move these substations out a little bit farther. And then I can pick these up. I'm not going to touch that one. And then that'll allow me to put 3 more beacons here. All right. So I restarted my watch. I know that we're a few seconds late, so I just want to see if we're getting close to where we need to be with these extra 3 speed beacons. I mean, 3 more speed beacons will give us another 150% speed bonus. And I think I started my clock probably at least 3 seconds late, but let's see how this goes now. Okay, we're at 35 seconds, maybe closer to 40 actually. 45. Yeah, last time we were at 80% at around the 1 minute mark. All right, well, it's definitely faster. Preparing. Okay, yeah, see, we're already over a minute again. All right. So that was about a minute 10, maybe a minute 20. So that's better. Better, but still not fast enough. So what could we do here to help speed that up? If I could get this stuff out of the way somehow, then that would give me more room for beacons. I'm just not quite sure how I could do that. I mean, I could use bots, I suppose. Or we could put underground belts. No. I would need to get closer than this. So I want to keep these buffer chests. Maybe I should just use bots. Yeah, let's change this to bots, because then I can just put requester chests here, or provider chests in this case, and then I can put more speed modules here along the side. And it'll end up being faster anyway. Alright, so let's start by replacing these chests with passive providers. And I'll wait until the end to tear up the belts so that we don't bring everything to a stop. Okay. Yeah, we'll definitely need to add more roboports. But I'll put this one down here for now, just to give us the minimum amount of coverage that we need. There. Okay, so we've got that. So the next step would be to replace these with requester chests. Alright, and this can hold 40. Yeah, so let's just request 400. This one's going to be rocket control units. And this one's going to be rocket fuel. $400 of each. So we'll put more bots. Obviously we'll need those. These can be replaced with let's do active providers. So I'm going to get those emptied out, and then these need to be replaced with requesters. Since I'm doing it, I might as well go to 6 so that we can load these up faster. Okay, so those will all request 2,000 apiece, and then hopefully they'll balance themselves out. Alright, so we can get rid of that. Alright, so far so good. Okay, and then the satellite. Actually, what we can do is we can just change the request for the satellite so that we get the structures and rocket fuel in here too, and then we can also get rid of these inserters. Let's do this. I'm going to remove there. We'll do it like this, just so that we don't this way we can have two. Oh, you know what? I want to get this out of the way. All right. Let me get rid of this. Okay, so this is going to request the satellite. And then the actual satellite production needs to move. And we can put that. Say. All right, and then I'll just copy these chest contents. Oops, and then have this output to an active provider chest. Storage chest around here someplace. I'll just put it there. I'm going to change this to a passive provider, and I'm going to tell this to only work when there are no satellites. Oops. Okay. Alright, so here we already have a satellite. Here we have another satellite. So this will only add more when there are no satellites in the network. Looks like we've got two in there. Okay, so now we can start picking up all these belts. Here so I can get rid of some of this stuff that I'm holding. There we go. All right. Yeah, let me put a storage chest down again. And what I'll do is I'll just put my construction bots into this network, and that way I won't have my inventory filling up with all this stuff. Or will I? There we go. Okay, so now we can get rid of all of this. Actually, this is refueling the trains. Okay, that's fine. We'll put requester chests for the train fueling. We can get rid of all the belts here. Alright, so we'll put request for rocket fuel. And I'll copy that. That, like so. And then add our chests for the refueling. Oops. Let's get rid of that and that. Okay, so I think we're done with that. Let's see if I can retrieve my construction bots. Let's see, I don't need solar panels, nor blue circuits. I don't need a lot of radar. I will keep one stack for myself. And the rest of it is fine for me to pick up. So let's get that. Yeah, okay. Get rid of the auto trash on the belts. Okay, so there's nothing here that's not needed by that. Alright. So now I can put in some more beacons. Whoops. 3, 4. Okay, so that gets me 4 more beacons, which ought to help. Alright, so let me get ready to time this again. My stopwatch up and see if we get closer to a minute on this one. Okay, preparing. Preparing takes too long. Launched. Okay, clock started. Bot-wise, we seem to be doing fine. bots are more than enough. Put another few roboports just to give them more charging. Okay, so we're at about 30 seconds. Seems like we might be getting limited by the inserters here. Now the other good thing about this is that if I have to add another silo, it'll be fairly easy to do. Yeah. Not fast enough. Okay, we're at 1 minute now. Much closer, but we're going to need another silo. Okay, that was 1 minute and 11 seconds. Maybe 1:10. Get away from there to reduce the noise. Okay, so yeah, so we're getting close to it, getting closer to 1,000, but not quite making it. The science consumption graph is starting to look better. See, we can see that we have less of a gap in between these peaks in consumption. So we are helping, but we are not going to get to 1,000 a minute unless we add another silo. And in that case, we don't really need all these beacons either. Alright, I'm going to leave them for now, but let's head back to the base and get another silo made. Let's check on steel. Haven't taken a look to see how our improvements are making out. Well, there's still no trains coming for steel. Alright, well, we'll figure it out sooner or later. Alright, so what I'll do is I'll put a station here to make... Where's the rocket silo? There we go. To make a rocket silo, and then I will get a requester chest, and then I will copy the contents, so that'll give me everything I need to make one rocket silo. Once that chest gets full, then I'll put everything in here and we'll produce it. Alright, while we are waiting for that, let's get rid of some of the extra junk that I have. We can start by emptying all this stuff out of the train. Okay, and then I don't need all those belts. I don't need all those chests. Let's see, what else can I get rid of? Yeah, get rid of extra chests. I don't need that landfill. I don't need all those roboports. Honestly, I don't really need turrets anymore. And yeah, the rest of it I think I'll hang on to. Very good. All right, how are we doing here? All right, that's going to take a little while. Oh, I know what I need to do. Request from buffer chests. Yeah, because a lot of this stuff I have in buffer chests, like the concrete in particular. Okay, so we've got 1,000 concrete. We need 1,000 steel. We've got the engines. We've got the pipes. We've got the circuits. So I think we're just waiting for the steel. As soon as that gets filled up, then we'll go ahead and get this thing made. I'll put a few speed modules in there just to help it along. Alright, so now we're just waiting for steel. Actually, what I can do to help is just come and get a few stacks myself. because these are just waiting. The steel is going into the robot network from an inserter up there. Okay. So now we've got everything that we need. So I'll go ahead and clear the requests. And actually what I'm going to do up here as well, I don't know why I didn't think of this a while ago. I'm going to replace each of these chests with a passive provider. That way I don't have to depend on inserters and belts to put these items into the network. Okay, and then I should get rid of this. This was just something I put in place to use up extra coal that was in the network, but we don't need that anymore. Okay, so this is ready. And off we go. Okay, there's our rocket silo. Let's go set it up. Let's see, rocket, here we go. Let's take a look at our graphs again. Okay, so we're about 850. It's looking good. And we can see that that's essentially being paced by the science pack production. So hopefully once we are launching one a minute on a regular basis, the production of all the other science packs will increase along with it. Okay, so I'm going to move this RoboPort. That over there. This over by one as well. All right, and that way we can put the second one right there. And then I'm going to remove some of these other beacons because I'm not going to need as many, because now I need each of these to launch every 2 minutes, and that'll give me an average of one a minute. And I think actually let's time this one again. Whoops. Crap. Sorry, I knocked over my mic. Okay, launched. With this one because I'm gonna end up, well, no, that's okay. Let me save real quick. Okay, I didn't want to mess up my circuit connections, but I don't think I did. Okay, so I can add another beacon right here. That's what I was after. All right, so basically I just want to time this and see if with this number of beacons I'm getting within 2 minutes. So as long as I can launch a single rocket in 2 minutes or less, then that'll be enough beacons, and that'll reduce our power consumption considerably. Because the speed beacons increase power consumption by a lot, and these rocket silos uses a lot of electricity to begin with. Okay, so that was about 1:30. I'm going to start my clock again because I kind of screwed it up. Alright, and then we can just duplicate those chests. That. And then I need to... get this red signal up here too, so that I can count what's going on this one. Alright, that was about 1:20 seconds, so... So with this number of speed beacons that we have, this is more than enough. We'll add some more roboports. Okay, now this one is launching too. Oh man. That was a waste. I forgot to put the productivity modules in there. Okay, let's check our counter. 443. Alright, seems accurate. Now what's this waiting for? Oh, auto launch. There we go. This one is launching. Eventually these are going to be limited by how fast we're bringing rocket parts, because this is capable of launching a lot more than one a minute. But let's take a look at our production now. Okay, yeah, over the last minute, well, we've had over 2 launches. That one's not really valid. But we can see the launches are getting much closer together. So the over the next 10 minutes or so, this average will start creeping up and should get up over 1,000, or at least close to 1,000. Again, we'll be limited by our rocket part production, and then hopefully we'll see this get to be a more continuous line as well. Okay, and these trains are leaving every time they get 2,000. Okay, so I'll continue to monitor this, and in the next episode we'll see how we're doing and see if we need to make any more adjustments. Thanks for watching, everybody. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.